Hello everybody, my name is Sniping's Fun, and welcome you back to the next character we're going to be talking about in this series, Isabelle from Animal Crossing, of various newcomer ideas for Smash Bros. Switch, which we are only hours away from Nintendo finally showing us gameplay at E3. But as I mentioned in the last video with Tara Brandford from Final Fantasy VI, Isabelle from Animal Crossing is going to be the next character on this list, character number 46 in this list, and we're still going strong. 46 characters in. I have like 40, 50 more characters I want to talk about. Most of these characters will be coming after E3 once we actually get some kind of ideas, and actually, depending on what they announce and what they don't announce and whatnot, might kick some characters out of my list. So there you go. But going forward, here's my next character, Isabelle from Animal Crossing. Now, why does she make sense again? What movesets could she do? Does Animal Crossing even deserve a secondary rep? I don't know. Do you know? Sakurai knows. I have no clue. But this video, we're talking about why I feel she makes sense, and just like always, 3 separate categories. Why does she make sense? Which I basically mentioned 3 times now. Moveset ideas and percentage chance I could see her getting in the game. Give me a second here. Oh, jeez. I just covered paperwork right here. Oh, jeez. I forgot to switch it around. So sorry about that. But Isabelle, let's talk about reasons why I feel she deserves to make sense to get in. She has been, first and foremost, she has been so heavily utilized in the Animal Crossing franchise since she debuted, I think, in New Leaf. She's been utilized in everything since then. She was utilized in that Homestyle Designer game, in the board game on Wii U that no one likes. She's been utilized in the mobile phone game. She's been utilized every which way in Animal Crossing since her debut. She's been so heavily utilized in the franchise. She's as relevant to the franchise now as the villager is. Your own main character that's been around since the N64 and GameCube games. She started off as an assistant manager to your mayor, because you're a mayor in the New Leaf game, and then she was a home style designer and various other positions she's kind of done around the Animal Crossing universe, and then she was a playable character in the board game one, which I forgot now exactly what the name of it is. It's not coming to me because I never played it and didn't really care about it, but it is a major game that Nintendo seemed to want to care about for the Wii U, so I have to include it. I don't care. Like I said, I include stuff whether fans like it or not, because you have to include what was made. You have to consider all the games, and this applies well back to when I first started my second character, Paper Mario. A lot of people don't like the new Paper Mario games, but I had to include stuff from it anyways, because you have to represent the character and the franchise as a whole, not pickpocket old stuff because you don't like the new stuff. So she was playable in that game. It was one of the major games released on the Nintendo Wii U. She's been utilized in the series so much since her debut back on the 3DS with New Leaf. So she is super relevant and super heavily utilized in the franchise. And she's as relevant now, this is my second reason, she's as relevant now as the villager, as I mentioned, or Tom Nook, or even more so than Tom Nook. Tom Nook has kind of taken a back seat in this franchise. Tom Nook was so much more important in the earlier games, like the Wii one and the GameCube one and whatnot, but he's not the most relevant super character in that franchise. A lot of people heavily push that if Animal Crossing ever got a secondary rep, it should be Tom Nook, but I would say no. Tom Nook has lost his position of relevancy in the franchise, I think, to Isabelle, and I think Isabelle is more relevant to it now, to the point if we ever do get a secondary rep, I feel it would be her. On top of the third reason, just like the villager, she was included as a spin-off side character DLC to Mario Kart 8. So they, in spin-offs and extra little things they do outside the franchise for Animal Crossing, she's not very much far behind the villager, and that was the franchise outside of Mario and Mario Kart to get a secondary character. Link was by himself. There was no Zelda or Ganondorf. All these, there was 2 stages for F-Zero and whatnot, and different characters included from other franchises, but they've always been one singular character by themselves. It's never been Link was by himself. He didn't have anyone else. The stages, F-Zero didn't even get a character. This was the one that they chose to have 2 characters in, and who the secondary character was to the villager? Isabelle. I know they did 2 different Inklings later on with with the Switch version of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Inkling Boy and Inkling Girl, but that's an entirely different story compared to the DLC back when it was on the Wii U. She just has been super heavily utilized in the franchise lately to the point where it feels like they heavily utilize her so much, she's easily the next possible choice for Smash Brothers. Just like how they use Captain Toad so much now, it feels like he's going to be the next Mario newcomer. That's kind of a pattern there. They always super heavily utilize some of these characters before they get released in Smash Brothers. And she's kind of in that boat, people. Just saying, she does seem super relevant enough to be there. Now, in terms of moveset ideas, I can see her getting in. She's not really a fighter, but even then, the Villager isn't really a fighter too. And Sakurai made the Villager boy girl, the Villager character, be able to fight doing like the stuff from the franchise. Chopping down a tree, the tree falls over, it hits the person. You know, stuff that you would do in the game that normally would utilize to hurt people and attack people, but they're utilized anyways. Oh, you drop a bowling ball. Oh, you fly. Oh, you chop down a tree. Oh, you whatever. You know, certain things that never aren't supposed to be meant for attacking, the Villager uses to accidentally attack you. So it's kind of like what she's like. She's supposed to be like this super clumsy, getting into fights, accidental mayor type thing. She's like the cutesy little, like, mayor assistant that doesn't really have any bone in her body to want to pick a fight with anyone, and she's super clumsy. That could be utilized so heavily, just like the Villager was for a moveset. So her smash attacks would kind of be like what the Villager does for smash attacks, like some punches and kicks type stuff, using a shovel and whatnot, but doing it accidentally, clumsily, not wanting to fight. Like she's just gonna maybe just throw her shovel, like she doesn't want to fight, no. And then when she throws the shovel, ooh, it hits you in the face. Or maybe she's like out looking away and she's starting to like, no, don't stay away from me. And then you smack someone in the face with punches and kicks. Or she runs forward and she's gonna pretend to hit someone, but then she trips over her own feet and then pumps them right in the face. You know, things like that. Just the things that fit her character, because she's not a fighter. So it'd be kind of cool to see if you kind of base her smash attacks around her doing little things that aren't supposed to hurt you, but she does accidentally that does hurt you anyways. And her special attacks will basically be kind of the same thing, accidental, clumsy uses of items in the game, like how, or like how you drop a bowling ball and it happens to be on an opponent's head, or you chop down a tree and the opponent just seems to be standing there like the Villager. Like she's carrying some items and she's running forward and then she trips over her own feet and the items just go flying forward and hit the opponent. Maybe she's carrying paperwork and it falls over on them. She just falls asleep and then maybe opponents can trip over her. Maybe she knocks stuff over by accident, like she's walking forward and she just like knocks down on a desk with like this lamp falling over. You know, little things where it fits her clumsy character. She's supposed to be kind of a ditz, kind of clumsy, kind of, she's not confrontational, she's not aggressive, she doesn't want to fight. And I want to try to fit that into her character, which will make her very different than every other character in the game, even the Villager. She's not that super wanting to fight character. All her attacks are done on accident. All her attacks are done because she's clumsy. That kind of thing would be kind of cool. And then in terms of her final smash, I call it cleaning up the office. Like, you see, she's a mayor's assistant, so she helps clean up, your Villager's office in New Leaf. Like, she basically runs forward, and any opponents that are in her way, she just runs forward and hits you. You get sent to a cutscene where you're all in the mayor's office, and then she's all clumsily trying to clean up the office. There's, like, trash on the floor. There's stuff knocked over, and she's running all over the place trying to, like, super cartoonified, like, cloud dusts of, like, everywhere. You can't even see where she's going, and the opponents are like, whoa, no, boom, ah! And that's like, there's a lamp that flies forward and smacks the opponent in the face, and, everything's just flying over and just keeps hitting all the opponents that get caught into her little running animation at the beginning. And then after the end, you see all the opponents lay on the floor like all cartoonified, knocked like, and then the office is all sparkling, and she's like, yay! Kind of thing. And then it goes back to the stage. And then maybe they get sent flying off if they're high enough damage. I don't know. I think something that would be super cute, super funny, and super to her character. And I think that moveset idea is as off the wall as it is, but at least make her be different enough to stand out from anyone else. Now, in terms of percentage chance I can see her getting in, she's highly up there, because Animal Crossing has gotten only so much bigger since, the GameCube days and even the 3DS days now. But I wouldn't give her the most highest percentage chance. She's not in the 90 range. She's not in the 100 range. You're giving her an 80%, which is still pretty good chances. She's in the same range as like a Shovel Knight, as a Shantae, as a Travis Touchdown, as like and Celica and whatnot, and Rayman and whatnot. She's very likely, because we might get in our Animal Crossing rep because of how heavily utilized the Animal Crossing franchise is, and there's bound to be a Switch game anyway, so maybe Sakurai would want to advertise it by having two characters in the game, and she's like the most likely next newcomer, like I basically mentioned at the beginning of this video. And like, she's there, she's popular, she's demanded for. She's actually asked for in the game too. Like, there's people I think starting to ask for her more than Tom Nook, and I guess I don't value that heavily, but it's there as a thing less than relevancy, recency, but still there. But she has this and she says that, so both really do kind of matter for her. If we do get a secondary rep, it's likely her. The series is one of the heavily likely probably next reps to get a secondary newcomer alongside Xenoblade and Fire Emblem and Mario and Pokemon and Kid Icarus, maybe, or WarioWare / Wario Land and stuff like that. It's still there. It's one of the highly likely ones to get, not the heavily likely one like a Fire Emblem, Pokemon, or Zelda, or Mario, or whatnot. But in the same rep as like a Xenoblade type of thing. So there you go. Which is still heavily likely, probably a little bit more so than Animal Crossing for us to see Alma, to see Elma or Rex or both, versus probably seeing her. But maybe both can happen. I don't know. 80% chance. That's my chance because I think she's very likely, but just not the most likely. But Animal Crossing has been growing. Her importance to the series has been growing, and I think she's very possible. So that's my video. Put in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys like Isabelle? Do you want to see her in the game? Not. What reasons do you want to see her in the game or not? My moose ideas. What moose ideas would you give her? Is 80% too high, too low? We can discuss it down below. Have some fun, and say goodbye to Elma. Say goodbye to Elma. I was about to say Elma. Holy crap! My head's all over the place. Say goodbye to Isabelle from Animal Crossing, and stay tuned for character number 46 next time when I go to the third-party franchise Ninja Gaiden and I talk about Ryu Hayabusa. Stay tuned.